Well, hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Adventures Travel Club television show. As you remember, in our last adventure, we were with the bush doctor, and we're back there again. Betty, you learning anything through this?
Yeah, I found it exciting to listen to him.
It really was. Let's listen to him again.
Yeah. That's not grown in California. It's called the Aki tree. Aki. A-C-K-E-E, Aki. This is a red pot with some white kernels, and that kernel is how you can cook it. When it's cooked, it's like a scrambled egg, but you've got to make sure it's wide open before you get it. At a short stage, it dead the poison, so you don't burst the pot to get the beans, and wait until it's open by nature. So this is what a Aki tree looking like.
Oh, how about that?
That's an orange over there. These are orange. Coconut.
Yeah, I know.
Well, this is interesting that his whole pharmacy is right out there in his backyard.
But you have to listen carefully
Very
to know
carefully.
what he's saying.
Yeah, well, the Jamaican accent is not too familiar for most of us, So
Nope, it is not.
you have to listen very
You
good.
listen
But we were getting
carefully,
a real good education with this. I mean, this was very interesting, and home remedies, really works.
So you spots. All these trees and plants you had, nobody. They are not natives, they are all imported plants, coming all from Australia, West Africa, Tahiti. Captain Bligh, the man who brought the plants to Jamaica, and they were first planted in Kingston, and they was transplanted all over. But the south side is the only place that the plant don't grow.
Well, Betty, what did you think of our friend the bush doctor?
Well, I enjoyed it tremendously. We were the only ones on the ship, on the whole ship, that had that privilege of going and seeing a bush doctor. And the reason that we were privileged is because of me. Pat myself in no, I'm just teasing.
But that's true. You went out and you found this guide that was going to, because this is a place where you really wanted to go and see, and an adventure that, of course, a lot of people don't have,
Well, you could have gotten a tour booked on the ship, and they would have taken you to
some very interesting places. Yeah,
they would have been fine. Yeah. But we had more time. He gave us a lot of extra time, and so he self-directed it. And he's the one that said, "Would you like to go see a bush doctor?" Well, as the Pope Catholic, of course we want to see a bush doctor.
Yeah.
So we were really, really fortunate to see, because this was Jamaica. This is how people are. It's
exactly.
not. It wasn't a put-on thing.
No. And the thing is we told him, now, of course, the area where we are now, because we're driving up to one of the mountaintops where we want to get a good view of the harbor area. But that's what happens a lot of times. They'll take you to the newly developed places like this, which are very nice, of course. But Betty says, nope. She said, look, we want to see how the average and also the poorer people live in Jamaica. And so that's when we made that decision that one of the things that we should see, of course, is the bush doctor, because all of the people, or a lot of the people, from what he was explaining, do come there for the remedies and the things that he has. I mean, he's got his whole pharmacy right there in the jungle, in the backyard almost.
I'm sort of tempted myself with some of these home remedies. I had a little darling woman living next to me, and she was a Mexican lady and had wonderful remedies for things. And when my kids were little, she would bring them over, and we would rub, or do whatever it was. And they worked.
Sure.
They worked.
Sure.
And so I think that if we could do away with all of this pills that the doctors sort of push on us. Well, I'm sorry, doctors. I don't mean that really, because I know they're helpful.
I think some of the doctors would probably agree with you as well, though. But no, you're right. I mean, you figure centuries and centuries and centuries of folk medicine. I mean, it has to be proven, because it has worked. It has worked with people down through the years. This is kind of interesting. There was a little church school that was here, and of course we saw the children out there. And again, we are driving on this area that will give us a view of the whole harbor area, and in fact, there's part of it right now.
Beautiful? Yeah, the water is such a gorgeous color,
isn't it? Though,
yeah,
and of course, our ship is out there somewhere in the harbor. But this is what is so very nice. And of course, the time of year that we were here, it was warm, but it was not unbearably hot, as it can get. Hey, and while we're talking about going to the Panama Canal, of course, which this trip is a part of. Betty, you have another trip coming up to the Panama Canal, and that's going to be when?
That is going to be April the 3rd of 99, and we are going again on Holland America, and I have a fantastic group discount price, 45% off brochure price.
45% off?
So when you
Wow.
figure, looking at the brochure, and you know that you can take, well, see, 45 is almost 50, so
Yeah, sure.
kind of divide
Pretty
it,
close.
and then it gives you an idea of what it's going to cost. And cruises might sound and right at the beginning, oh well, that's expensive. They're not at all, especially
No,
45% off.
Actually,
and you
it's a
have
big
all
bargain.
your meals. Everything is included.
And you don't have to make your bed,
Nah, you don't.
and you don't have to clean the bathrooms.
And Holland America has a no tipping policy, so
Right.
you're not met with an envelope and said, "Here, this is what we want
Yeah,
each day."
this is true.
So and the ambiance is just unbelievable. I
And
come spoiled when
You are going to go on one of my favorite ships. You're going on
the Westerdam.
Westerdam,
We tease
right.
a lot of because all of
Oh, I
Holland
love that
America's ships have the dam at the end of their names, the Noordam, the Staten Dam, whatever. And when we refer to what ship you're going to be on this time, we say, "Oh, I don't know, one of those damn ships," and that just becomes a joke for anybody that travels with Holland
Right.
America.
Look at those poinsettias. Can you get yours to grow that way?
I don't get much to grow at any time, but
Oh, I should explain too. Now, it does look a little bit dry here, and they were having a drought,
Yes.
all throughout Central America the time that we were going. Again, blamed on El Nino as such, but and so they had to get hoses out to water a lot of the area. But this is a very beautiful hotel that was located up on this crest of this mountain area, and it gave us a chance to take a look at the whole area here, which I thought was really quite beautiful.
yeah, it was gorgeous. It was kind of like, I suppose, honeymoon place, whatever. That's not for me. I don't like these kind of places to stay at. They're all right to go and look at, maybe jump in the pool or have a drink at something, But I prefer being closer to where the people are, and
Well, there's something for everybody, and that's the nice thing about it, And now we're going to head down into town, and as we get down here, there's a little more traffic, of course, as you can see, and it looks as though that we're driving on the wrong side of the road, but that's the way they drive, and I guess that's probably the influence of the English,
Sure.
don't you think? Yeah.
They come to our place and we're driving on the wrong side of the road.
You better
huh?
believe it, right? So we're going to come up to this little square, and let's listen to our guide one more time, shall we?
And this is the center of the city. It's called Sam Sharp Square.
You know, you can see New Orleans. It's influenced by Jamaica, or Jamaica's
Yeah, I would think New Orleans.
Jamaica, yeah. French Quarters. You know what I've noticed, Michael, is that the women here.
Market here to your left. Craft market to your left. Yeah, that's a craft market here.
Well, for once, our guy didn't have too much to say.
No, but he had really talked constantly, and I had to sort of listen for him too.
Uh-huh.
It's just a new way of talking, like when you go to Australia.
That's right. You got, and a lot of people think that we've got a crazy accent,
Uh-huh.
and we probably do. This is what I like driving over here, and this is what I like too, Betty.
I didn't like them.
You don't care for coconut milk?
No.
Oh, it's nice and sweet and good, and I'm sure it's full of wonderful vitamins for you.
No more. No more.
On the one?
They got two, I think. Okay. You don't know what's good. You don't want to take a taste? Just a taste. Oh, it's delicious. You have to come to Jamaica to drink the best coconut. Oh, okay, right there.
Oh, how Jackie enjoyed that. Actually, she was the instigator of all of us stopping there. Oh, coconut. We must get some coconuts.
Well, some people like coconut milk and other people don't. I guess you're one, Betty, that you want
Negative.
cow's milk, or do you like
Negative. I like cow's milk, sure.
how about goat's milk?
No, I
No?
don't think so. I don't know
No,
if I've ever had
okay.
it. No, I don't think so.
Well, it's upward and onward. We're going to an old plantation called Rose Hall, and this was down further on the island. And this was quite a beautiful area here. There, in front of the plantation itself, were a lot of these great big beautiful trees. There were, in fact, various varieties of trees, and of course a lot of plants there too. In fact, I'm gled they put a sign on there because I would not have known that was a
No,
mango tree.
Look at the size of it.
Big,
Mhm,
huge,
yeah.
absolutely huge. And this is very interesting. This, of course, sits up a little bit on a slope of a hill, and so they had a tremendous view from here of the ocean out there, the bay, I should
I
say.
don't remember. They must have a festival or something. See all the little
Yeah.
grass shacks where they would sell drinks or something.
I think this
huh?
place is used an awful lot for
Parties?
yeah, for parties and for for various charity
Yeah,
functions and things
sure.
like that. It's a great place to do that, because down on the road, as we see in a little bit, driving from town out to this area is where all of your pretty high class development is, as far as the newer hotels and resort areas there, and even some of the new shopping areas too. So in fact, I bet when we go back again, you're going to see that will just be built up solid, and you probably won't even be able to see the water. You
What
know?
a shame. What a shame. Can you sort of visualize what this must have looked like as a plantation, a working
Mm-hmm.
plantation, with that sweep down to the ocean?
Oh yeah, beautiful. And we got a chance to try some of the nuts off of the tree there, and I couldn't tell you what kind of nut
I
that
don't
was.
remember either. I ate them, but I don't remember what they
Was it
were.
good?
Well, I guess, because, I mean, I ate them, so I
Better
don't...
than the coconuts that you didn't try?
I didn't spit them out, so... but you had to work too hard to get to them, you know?
You got to have the proper tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good for your teeth.
Well, anyway, here's what I mentioned just a little bit ago, and you can see there are a lot of fences here, and a lot of construction work that continues to go on here, as our guide was explaining to us. And as we get closer down here, you can see there's various signs that are advertising places, and of course, a lot of these places will advertise here in the States, because these are some of the great places to stay, supposedly, and some of them, just from the roadside anyway, looked like they would be, quite inviting if that's where your destination
That's
was.
what you like, But of course, these would have to be for surfers that like to do a lot of surfing or fishing.
Oh, the fishing! Can you imagine the fishing there?
Would be great.
Whoa.
Yeah, but for it's just this is a little too modern for me.
You want to go to some place?
I go stay at the Bushman's place. Not really, but I like to be, just a little bit more
more rustic.
More rustic.
Yeah.
I like that word.
You want to be with the people. That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah, and not with the
yeah.
rest of the tourists.
Yes, gosh, you could go down to Los Angeles area, see stuff like, and
Yeah.
stay in a place like that.
Sure.
So why
Why
come
go-
all the way over
why go all the way
Jamaica?
to Jamaica and do
Yeah,
it?
to do it. I've always thought that, though.
Well, especially that's why but that's again the great thing about going on a cruise, because you get a chance to sample all of these places, and yet you don't have to pack and unpack, because you've already
It's
done that in
there.
your
It's
stateroom
there.
on the ship.
Of course, I think the weather here is so beautiful.
Oh,
isn't it?
yes.
And that would be such an
Yeah.
attraction.
At the right time of year.
Oh,
At the right time.
Other than that-
you and I have been in some places in Central America where it does get a little bit, a little bit warm.
Muggy.
Yeah. Well, it gets more than muggy.
over
It
in
just,
Egypt, when we were in Egypt, when we went
that
down
was
to
pretty warm.
Aswan
Yeah,
Dam.
that was pretty warm. Wasn't it?
Ay, that was hot.
Wanted to jump off the dam right into the river,
my
right?
Gosh.
But anyway, the time of year that we hit this is great, and of course the cruise ships do go at particular times of the year when the weather is great and when you can really enjoy this, and is really quite marvelous. So again, we do have our trip going to the Panama Canal in April, and Betty will give you the phone number at the end of the show today if you're interested in a brochure that she can send you, because we're booking up a lot of cabins
Yeah.
now, right?
I'm real happy about. Well, one of the reasons, Marv, I think, is because we are giving the Panama Canal back to Panama in the year 2000. So when that takes place, who knows what might happen?
Well, that's true. You just don't know, and of course they are still doing a lot of work on the canal.
And I said, no more. No more looking. Keep my eyes on the road.
Ooh, look at that girl go.
Jeez, what is he doing?
About 90 miles an hour.
You guys want to have a drive like that?
No thanks.
We wouldn't have gone 2 blocks.
I tell you.
Stop getting out.
Where's a Jamaican cop when you need one, huh? That guy was really driving. Anyway, we're going back to the ship, and Michael, our guide, was just really great. No problem, man, as he kept saying. It was really wonderful.
He was nice, very polite, handsome man, very nice. I was
He
really
was a very,
pleased.
very good guide. We were
Yes.
very fortunate.
Okay, guys, all you from California, I wish you guys all the best up there, and I hope to see you one day in Jamaica. And when you come down, just come and look for Michael. And I'll take you and show you the in church of Jamaica. Love you all.
Just listen to this guy on the steel drums. What a talent.
Here she goes. Wow. Here she goes. Cut the lights down. All the way down the light. Here she goes.
This is what I like, is that whenever you're in port, and of course we're still here in Montego Bay, we haven't left yet, and before we do, the shipping line brings on some of the native entertainers from the area there, and I really enjoy that because you certainly get a flavor of the area that you have just visited, and it's just this is really great. You know, I mean, almost like having a nightclub there in the middle of the afternoon.
But you know, Marv, all of our entertainment was excellent
Mhm.
when we were put out to sea. I thought that they were so well. They are professional, of course, but all of the acts were nice, and this went on every single night. You had entertainment. There are 2 seatings for dinner, so some people do the first and some for the second. So you have the same show, but it's staggered. So you can just about go when you want to go or what you want to see. And then for those that after they've seen the show, there's a movie that
That's
comes
right.
on.
Or you can go to the casino,
Or you can go eat again.
or you can go eat again and again and again and again
You
and
know,
again.
my little lady, my darling little lady from Delano, just loved the slot machines.
I know why she loved it.
And
she
she-
kept winning jackpots.
She won a total of $2,000.
Is that right?
Yes.
Whoa.
And she did one. She was so excited, you know. And I'd say, "Come on, we got to go, Esperanza. We got to go now." Oh no, one more time, you know. and she had phenomenal luck. And my goodness, she just about paid for her trip.
Yeah, well, that's just
But
absolutely
it is
marvelous,
exciting up
yeah.
there. But you see, I like with me with my little nickels, and I play, and I got tired because I kept getting the nickel. Just when I got one more nickel,
It paid off, huh?
then I'd have more nickels, and so it's a fun way to spend the evening, and
certainly.
you're not going to spend
Well,
$1 million bucks.
not only that, but and if you're into any other type of music, whether it be sort of either kind of a chamber music or disco or just some lounge music, that's all going on all over the ship.
Everywhere.
I mean, there you know, I keep saying, people say, well, what is there to do? I say, you would be surprised. You cannot do. And you cannot partake of all the things that are going on at one time on the ship. But this is what I like to partake of. Just set up. Yeah.
But
oh,
now this
I
is
love
what
it.
I would do.
I love it.
I mean, I walk faster than that. But I love walking around,
Mm-hmm.
and you go 4 times around, and that's a mile.
Depending
you-
on what ship you're on.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I guess you're right. But anyway, they have that all figured out
Yeah.
because they punch your little card. And
Well, that's another thing to participate in. You can participate in all of the physical activities that they have on the ship. Now, they had a nice little gymnasium
Yes.
on the ship that I when it worked out a few times, and it was
How many
really great.
times?
A few.
yeah, out of how many days?
A few.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said. And they also
Well, I
have,
told you I was trying to take advantage of everything that was going on,
That's
right?
Well, anyway, you were looking at the camera and you were busy doing other things.
Yeah, I got
But
my exercise that
they
way,
have
too.
a masseuse.
Yep.
That you know,
And,
you can really pamper
you
yourself on
certainly
a
can.
cruise and do anything you want or
Nothing.
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of time out on the deck.
Well, I know. I caught you every now and then. You
I have
had
a
your
book,
book there,
uh-huh.
and you were either reading it or sound asleep.
I love to breathe the air. You
This
know,
little gentleman right here, I got a kick out of him. I got to know him a little bit. He brought his video camera out one day, and he says, I can't get this thing to work. He says, and I said, well, I'm having the same problem. He says, well, what's the problem? Why won't it work? I said, because of the humidity. You have to let your video camera sit out there for a little while so that it gets acclimatized, to the weather. But there's a trick to that too, which I told him about. And
you
take
mean you have
plastic,
to have a camera get acclimatized?
Yeah.
A camera?
a camera.
Oh my gosh.
Because there's so much humidity there. But the secret of that is you put it in a plastic bag, because you're in your air conditioned room, and then you come out on deck where you have a lot of humidity, and it'll affect your video camera. Anyway, that's just a little hint. And so anyway, he and I got along quite well because he was
guess
doing a lot of
so.
shooting of his videotape too. It was a lot of fun.
That was nice of you.
Well, it was.
But then you're nice.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Everybody on a cruise, I think, is nice. We have never, that I know of, have run into anybody that had become a stinker or whatever on the ship.
Well.
Because, it's just conducive to being very friendly, being very relaxing, and just having a wonderful, wonderful good time. And this area up here, I think they call this a crow's nest on this ship. And I spent a lot of time up here. This was a little lounge. They also had music here. Wonderful pianist at night. After dinner, after the show, and after the going and pulling the one-arm bandits and stuff, go up there and just relax. It was so nice, absolutely beautiful.
You see where you've been.
No, where you're going.
Where you're going?
Yeah,
Are we
this
going
is-
forward
this
there?
Is, this is forward.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
All right. Then I'll run to the back then so I can see where I've been.
What I liked here too is that one of the days when I was up here, there were a lot of turtles that you could spot out there, and look at there, no tipping.
There's
Isn't that
your-
nice?
Yeah, there's your father.
Yeah, no tipping. So
Well, you know what
great.
you do?
What's that?
It's not tipping, but what you do. Oh, I'm sorry. It was what he was trying to do. But you sign for everything
Right.
on the
Yeah.
ship. You cannot pay for anything. You just. Well, good to you too, Paul.
Well, it's nice to enjoy a little refreshment there in the middle of the afternoon, and of course, they were people were so nice. Even when we got on the ship, they had something nice there for us to drink. But it's tea time, Betty. It's tea time,
it was-
and look at this at tea time with the ice sculptures and the food. I thought they were going to run out here, but they
little
didn't.
Sandwiches, the little pastries. Oh, it's just. Well, I was going to say it's mouth-watering, but after you look at it for a while, it's not mouth-watering anymore. It's, I get it up to there because you want to try everything.
Well, I know, yeah. And if you didn't try it that day, you could the next day, right?
Come back? Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. But you see, you eat this, and then you go. That's when
And
you have
then
to go
that's
walk.
what- I was
or
gonna
else
say,
you
that's why you go do your
that's
mile,
why
right?
you walk.
Right.
Because
Well, it
you're
gives you
gonna-
the energy to do
You
that.
can eat all that if you like,
Uh-huh.
and as long as you go walk it off, then it's okay.
That's
and
right.
anyway, you reach a point of no return. You find, hey, I don't need all of this. After about the 5th day, I think sensibility sets in.
Well, and for most people, of course, they're doing this on a vacation, and when you're on vacation, you're just going to have a good time, and of course, you're treated royally on Holland American. This is what I really like. The people that work on the ships are so well trained, and they just seem to be naturally nice, and that's what is so beautiful.
We had a marvelous cabin steward. I swear, every time we'd walk out of the room and come back in again, we had new towels. Honestly, I'm not kidding.
Oh, that's great.
And I loved the little chocolate under my pillow at night.
Mm-hmm.
Not under, on top.
On top, yeah.
There's Michelle. Look at that.
See,
but
he's relaxing.
Yeah, but he also does the exercises. I think Jackie a little bit more, but I'm not sure. But it's wonderful to have your book, and after you do your thing, and then
Exactly.
go back and relax. That's what's
Right.
wonderful about cruising.
Or you can get in the pool and splash around a little bit. And there's also a spa there too, which is kind of nice to get into. And you see there's a little bit windy out there on the deck, which is nice because that seems to be so invigorating, and especially if you are going to go out walking, that's a real nice
I
thing.
noticed when I would go around, when you round the bow of the ship, that's when the wind would hit you, and you kind of lean forward when you're walking, and then you go around and get on the other side again, and it's wonderful. I mean, it's fun. It's fun.
It is. It's just really great. And so we want to invite you to come along with us on our next trip. Of course, we're going back to the Panama Canal.
where we going?
Can't even say it. I get so excited. I saw all that food. That's why. And that's going to be when?
April the 3rd.
April the 3rd.
Yes.
And it is not too early now to start booking cabins for that because they go very, very fast. So give
I have
Betty a
8
call.
booked already.
You
8
do have?
cabins booked. Yeah.
Whoa,
Mhm.
well, that's great. So that means if you're interested in going with us to the Panama Canal, give Betty a call at
488-7443.
and Betty will get a brochure out to you right away. We want to thank you for being with us, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.